Hi, it's Alaska Granny. Have you thought about preparing your financial bug out bag? There are so many important documents that you need in an emergency. It's extremely important that you prepare some sort of a folder to contain all of those important documents. Keep it with your bug out bag, and if you need to leave for any reason, you grab that and take it with you, and you will be extremely glad if you have the papers that you need. Because if you talk to people in things like Hurricane Katrina where everything was blown away, they couldn't even prove like who they were or what property belonged to them. Or what if you were sick and then you didn't have your information for your health insurance? You don't want an emergency of any kind like that when all you need to do is prepare a financial bug out folder. So you need to think about the most important things you're going to need in an emergency and the articles that you would want in here, and you want to think about cash, investments, identification, and medical records, things like that. So the first thing I have in it is, guess what? Some cash. Because in a real emergency, cash is king. Get lots of it, put it in there, make it small bills. Don't use this as your personal piggy bank. This is for emergencies. Keep it in there and leave it there for an emergency, because you will be extremely glad if something happens that you have some extra cash on hand. Then you want to make sure you take a copy of all of the cards that are in your wallet. Keep those with you. What if your purse is stolen? That can be a huge emergency. I also have a pen and a pair of reading glasses just because I need it, and an extra checkbook. So if I need to write a check and something happened, my purse was stolen, my house blew away, I can still write a check and access my bank account. I have most important medical and ID cards up in here, and then I have different categories in each section that I have put away for emergencies. You want to have birth certificates, adoption records, marriage certificates. Those are important for claims you need to make for certain types of things. You want a copy of your Social Security card. You can't even get a driver's license without your Social Security card. And if you try to, get another one, you have to wait weeks to get it to even prove who you are. So you want to keep a copy of that too. You want a copy of your driver's license, a copy of your passport, and then so that would be like all the kind of things that would be your identification. Then you want to have things like deeds and titles, anything that shows property that belongs to you, cars, RV, boats, businesses, any deeds, titles, contracts that you have for things like that. You need a copy of that in here. Never put the originals in here. These are your copies. Your originals are put away safely, like in a safe deposit box. But you want to have a copy of each of these things. You want to have a copy of your insurance, whether it's your medical insurance, your life insurance, property, auto insurance, all those things. You need a copy in here of how you contact those people should you need to. You want to have a copy of your bank accounts, because people tend to forget. If you've ever had to deal with a grandma who has forgetting problems, and you wish they had a copy of their bank accounts, because it's almost impossible to track it down if there's an emergency and they can't tell you and you don't know where their papers are. You want to have a copy of your credit cards, like say you have a credit card with Visa. You need the contact information of how to get a hold of them. You want to have your investment papers, retirement accounts, anything like that. You also want to have a copy of your income, a mortgage, or landlord information. Then think about having a folder with the medical information, your insurance, your medical history, any prescriptions that you take. You need a copy of that. If you go somewhere and lose your medication and you can show a copy of your prescription, the pharmacist can help you get more. If you don't have any proof, they can't help you. It's against the law. But if you can give them some proof, they will help you get what you need. Please write a list of your contacts. Get the paper written down of the important people's names, phone numbers, addresses, and email. If you lose your phone, your computer, whatever, You don't know these things. No one remembers these things anymore. They're always pushing a button to find this out, and you won't remember. You need to keep those things on a piece of paper written down and keep it with your financial bug out folder. Then you need to have the names of, your doctors, your employer, your neighbors that you trust, things like that, people you would need to contact in an emergency. Also, put in some photos of your family, because did you remember after 9/11 people put up the photos of their missing loved ones? And I'm thinking, wow, that would be horrible, but how many people wouldn't even have that? So you wouldn't even be able to begin to say, help me find this person. I also have a copy of my income tax in here, because you can't believe how many times they ask you for that for silly things that you wouldn't think related to that. So keep a copy of that as well. Please make a financial bug out folder. It's very important that you keep track of these most important papers and store this carefully so that you don't become a victim of identity theft. Guard these things, but put them together. And I know it seems like a complex deal. Take it one topic at a time. This week, work on all your identification. Next week, work on all of your deeds and titles. Then work on gathering your bank accounts. But find time to do each topic, whether you can do it in a day, a week, or a month. Please get these things together, because if anything should happen, you're going to be extremely glad you have it. And if nothing happens, you're going to be glad to know that you have your financial life organized. Please subscribe to Alaska Granny and have a wonderful day.